What is my gas? Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep word on my soul. CJ, never gotta roll with ice.
What's up, guys? Alex here from Audio Edges, and today we're going to be showing you guys rap vocal effects that I think you're absolutely going to love. A couple of these I haven't seen anywhere else, and I think it's going to blow your mind. If you love this video and you want to help support the channel, make sure to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. Before we get to the video, I want to let you know that into the description, we have a free resource for you that's absolutely incredible. It's called the Home Studio Setup Guide, and it breaks down exactly how a home studio setup works and how you can make the most out of your home studio setup. We're going to absolutely rock this video today. Let's dive right in. Next one we're going to do is a stutter lead-in. This is technique number 4. Let's check it out. All right, so this stutter technique is something that I kind of figured out on my own after listening to a bunch of music with similar effects and thinking, wow, I got to figure out how to do that. And ever since I figured it out, I've been using this on a ton of songs since, and artists love it every time. It sounds so, so cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to waveform view here, and we're going to do an effect using the beginning of a word. And it's going to be this cool lead-in effect, okay? So what I'm going to do is bring up, I created a couple different tracks here that are just duplicates. This track here is just a duplicate of the lead vocal track. So duplicate your lead vocal track, and I'm going to leave that filter on for later. We're going to use that later. Here's what you want. You want to grab the beginning of the very first word, okay? Maybe the first half of the word, okay? I'm going to go into grid mode to grab this. Actually, I'm going to grab a little more. I think this is the word cool, okay? And listen really carefully when you do it so that you're actually grabbing like a good part of the word. Okay, and we're going to do something that looks a little bit like this. I'm going to just paste, oh, hold up a sec. I'm going to paste that here, okay? And I'm just checking my settings. I'm going to paste it twice, okay? We're pasting like 2/16 notes. And that's going to do this like quick stutter lead in. And I'm also going to paste it up here. But I'm going to paste a little bit longer version of the word. I'm going to paste it again there. Okay, so here's what this sounds like. I have kind of an 8th note, an 8th note, and 2 quick 16th notes of the beginning of this word. Here's what it sounds like. I'm going to unmute this so you guys can hear it. So already, without even adding some sauce to it like we're about to do, it's sounding really, really cool. The only sauce I'm going to add on this guy is we're going to bring up this telephone filter again that we just talked about. So you guys should know how to do this already because we're going in order. You're going to put on this telephone filter on this effects right here. And so part of the stutter, the reason I don't do it like this, you're probably wondering why I don't do it like this. The reason why is because I only want the telephone effects on this first 8th note and these 2 16th notes because it sounds really cool when it switches back and forth from telephone to non-telephone. So I put the non-telephone up top. Have a listen. Sweet, right? Here's the next thing we're going to do. We're going to pan this track right. Okay, this is the one with the telephone filter. It's going to be panned. Okay. And one other thing you might want to do is if these are like clicking and popping for you, make sure to carefully add fades on them. All right. And that's going to help you out if you're getting like clicking and popping. Make sure to do your edits carefully. Don't rush through it like it's part of a video, okay? Spend time getting these down, okay? But this is just an example. And when I mix, I really fine-tune these too. Okay, so check that out. It's sounding pretty sweet. It's panned. And what we're going to do with this one, okay, this one up here, we're going to pan that left. I'm just grabbing part of the track because this is our lead vocal here. I want the lead vocal effects on this piece, but I don't want the rest of the lead vocal pan left. I want that in the middle, so I'm automating the panning that way, okay? Just for that word. Okay, so we're going to have this. Sweet, right? This is now this is a little bit too loud. I want it to be quieter. And then it hits full volume here. You see what I mean? So let's check it out. And what's going to make this a little better is a gradual fade in on these.
Cold, these brothers my
It adds a little bit of urgency. We go like that.
cold, these brothers my
It just leads it in, and then that beat hits hard. It's going to sound great. So let's check it out. The last thing we're going to do is add a little bit of vocal reverb onto this. Right now, I think it's bypass, so I'm going to just bring in that vocal reverb, and we're going to have a little bit of reverb come in on these stutters. I think that's going to sound great.
Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep
Sweet, right? If I wanted to, I could add a little bit of reverb here as well. This is bypass, so I have to not have it bypass. I want the rest of my vocal dry, so I'm going to have the whole thing dry, except for this one effect. You could do this whole piece on its own track, and then you don't have to automate it. You can do that too, but this is kind of how it's all going to sound when it's done.
Cold, these brothers my guys. Know that they fly.
All right, maybe a little bit less.
Cold, these brothers my guys.
That sounds insane. All right, so that's technique number 4, stutter intro. And let's dive into technique number 5. I think you guys are gonna love this one, okay? We're gonna move down here to the end of the song where we have this chorus section, and we're gonna do another stutter kind of effect, but it's gonna go really fast and it's gonna sound really crazy. There's gonna be some reverse reverb and some panning, but don't get freaked out by that. It's actually really easy, and I'm gonna break it down for you right now. So let's have a listen. There's a little space here, okay? I think we have a delay throw from earlier.
Now you gotta do a run up.
So what we're gonna do is bring that delay throw down, okay? Because I don't want it to get in the way of what we're gonna do. We're gonna do something really cool in this space. So
Now you gotta do a run up. My name came up.
we're putting that more in the background, really quiet. It could go even quieter. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the beginning of this phrase. This is the chorus. Sounds like this.
My name came up a lot of sound. More when I was not around.
All right, and I think I actually have an old telephone vocal here that we just heard. I'm gonna mute that. What we wanna do is grab the beginning of the word that happens on the one. A big mistake you could make is you're trying to do this and you're gonna try and grab this first word. You don't actually wanna grab the first word because it's not gonna line up right when you create this stutter. You wanna grab the word that's on the one, and in this case, it's this, it's name, my name, okay? So have a listen.
My name came up a lot.
You want name, okay? So I'm gonna just grab literally a 16th note of the name, okay? And like I said before, find the edit spot, grab it carefully, make sure it's right. I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna paste it here onto, actually, I'm gonna bring up a different track because we're gonna do some different effects on this one, okay? We're gonna put it right here onto this one. I don't know what this little Ultra Boy's for. I'm actually gonna take that off. This is literally an identical copy of the lead vocal track that's right here, okay? So I'm gonna grab a copy and I'm gonna paste it onto the track below called Vocal Effects, okay? And we're gonna do something cool with this vocal effects track. It's the same settings as this vocal. I did remove that Ultra Boy, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna paste about 6 16th notes going into this. And I'm gonna fade them. Just gonna do a quick Command F on here. Just crossfade them so they don't click and pop as they play. Here's what that sounds like. It already sounds cool, and we haven't even added the sauce. So let's add the sauce, okay, guys? What's going on here? We got some automation panning that happened when I pasted that. I want to make sure that this is centered. Good. Okay, so we got those 16th notes going on, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add, to start, a reverse reverb. Okay, so I'm gonna grab our verb. I'm gonna just click through here until the first reverse reverb. This is gonna be fine for what we're doing. And right now it's on 100% wet. Here's what that sounds like. All right, so it's too much obviously, but we do want it pretty wet. So I'm gonna dial it back to maybe like 70 or 80. Sweet, right? And the reason it's okay, usually I will recommend putting a reverb on a send, so you send to the reverb. But in this case, we're using this entire vocal effects track right here. We're using it as its own kind of creative effects track. And in this case, it's okay to put the reverb on just directly on the track because that's all it's being used for. And it's totally cool, all right? The other reason is because we're gonna add a panning plugin right afterwards. If you don't have a panning plugin in your DAW, you don't have Sound Toys or whatever, don't freak out. Just automate a lot of quick panning within this track, okay? And the reason I'm putting it after the reverb Probably you're wondering, that's a little crazy, right? Yes, it is. And the reason I'm doing it is because it's going to pan the reverb around too. And that's going to sound really, it's very disorienting, but it makes this really cool, this effect for this wrap, okay? So what I want to do is the rate determines how fast this plugin works. So I want a fast rate. You see this smoothing here? This is like how much it leans one way and pops back. I want to put that to soft so it's even, okay? Or at least more even. I'm going to get it really wide to the max, all the way left, all the way right. I'm going to have a fast rate. And here's what it sounds like. Crazy, right? It's just like, it's weird and it feels like it's wrong, but it sounds so good. And yeah, that's exactly what we want. Okay. Last thing I'm going to do is gradual crescendo because that's going to help give it the momentum going to this chorus. Here's what it sounds like. Okay. And you hear that reverb ringing out? We don't really want that. We want the reverb happening during the effect, but we want to kind of get rid of it after. So we go right back into this dry vocal feel, that crispy dry vocal. All right, overall, this track could be a little bit too loud, so I'm going to bring it down. And here's what we got. And that's technique number 5. I'm so glad that you joined me on this video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe to the channel. That really helps us out. Like and comment. And also don't forget to go check out the description where you can download the free home studio setup guide. I think you're absolutely going to love it. It's going to shed a lot of light on how a home studio setup works, tell you a bit of my story, and just get you in the loop on everything. So thanks again for checking out this video, and we're going to see you again next time. Peace.